How I treat business like a workout and win every single time. Pumping iron, So what if I told you business and working out are exactly the same? It's just the same game. And no, I'm not talking about, oh, you have to hustle hard, you have to hit failure, you have to train till you die type crap. I'm saying that I learn everything that I learned in the gym helped me build a business that run on autopilot. And here's how I treat business like a workout. And that's why it made me have sustainable income before I even hit 21. So, consistency is better at identities. You don't build a six pack in one day of lifting. When you start, you don't have anything. You don't have the muscle that you can leverage, or you don't even have the capital that you can leverage. The only thing that you need to focus on is how to be consistent. You need to survive. You need to see enough result in the gym so that you keep going to the gym, and you need to make enough money to keep running the business. So, with business, you don't build a six-figure system with just one cold DM or just one outreach or even one platform. You build it through hundreds and thousands or maybe millions or of consistent result. Most people burn out because they try to do too much at once. They send 100 email manually and then they stop. They stop for next week or so, and then run 3 or 4 ads. They quit once they haven't seen result, and then back in a 3 year, and then they go back in, send another 200-300 SMS. Not a single result. They quit. I What I do is I do 3 to 5 high quality reps daily. Exactly like a gym. You need at least 3 to 5 reps that is closest to failure. If it's just failure, the closer that you get to failure, the better your muscle will grow. So, the 3 to 5 reps I really, really focus on is I gotta think about this. Okay, what is high quality? High quality mean that I can create one thing that reach to as much people as possible, and I only have to do that once or twice a week. So for me, the 3 rep that I typically have would be uh 3 automation. I create 3 automation, email automation, SMS automation, and voicemail automation. That will reach out to 1,000, almost 1,000 people a week from just doing outreach. Almost 1,000 people a week. And from there, once I created automation, let that run for a week or two, I drop videos. I drop videos every single week. Why I'm doing that? Because with videos, there is potentially for me to get 10, 20, 30, or even millions of viewers from just one video. That is the highest leverage that anyone can ever get in their business. Imagine how much ad space you have to get 3 million people to look at it. A lot. And you can do this for free on YouTube. And the last thing that I do is I send 1 or 2 high quality email or high quality SMS to a personalized source or to a client that I already talked to. So this is just a follow up with 2 lead and put them in a nurture sequence. That's it. That's all I do for maybe a week or 2 weeks, or maybe possibly a month if the system goes well. No burnout, but basically massive compounding growth because with automation, I essentially um, go in there and set that all that thing up. Guess what? Next 2 to 3 months, I still get people talking about the message I sent. And then I send a follow up. 2 to 3 months later, people are still talking about it. So when you have an automation, you don't have to do anything, and you just keep putting in the work without really putting in the work. And if you don't have any of this set up, part one is essentially I'm telling you that you need to put in the manual work first. This is the phase that no one can really avoid unless they have capital, which you don't, I'm gonna guess. It's like going to the gym um without having like 6 pack bods already or something like that. If you're going to the gym and you're just a skinny, strong kid or obese, fat kid, you have nothing. You have nothing to gain and nothing to lose. The only thing that matters is you putting in the work until you see results. So, consistency for right now is better than intensity of how much you work. You just gotta be consistent, not try to work as hard as you can. So, part two to this is track progress, not emotion. At the gym, I essentially track all my lift. And I track everything that I have on this app called Strong. So I create my workout on there and I go in, okay, so here's how much rep to hit. So I'll just pull it up for you. Look, so I had leg days yesterday and I have all of this already tracked. To failure, I'm doing warm up, all of that tracked out. And once I'm done, you can go in and check it, change it and check it. And then once you finish complete. And once that is done, you have saved. You have saved your progress. So you know where you're at and you can know where you can pick up next time. So in business, what I do is I have a pipeline to track lead, reply, book call, and right now I'm starting to create an automation that track reply rate as well. So I can see how much people that actually reply, and out of that reply, how much are actually interested. So, pretty fun. So if you're feeling tired, it doesn't matter. When you feel bored or you're just, I don't know, having a period of stop, the number is still there. The evidence is still there. The progress is real. So you don't just drop completely and then you don't know where to pick up next time. But now you have something like this, go back in and continue where you leave off. You don't need motivation when you have data, okay? So, part three. Just like when you rest is doing almost 80% of the work when you work out. When you rest, that's when you see the most muscle growth. When you go to sleep, you see the most muscle growth. Not when you eat, not when you go to the gym. When you do that, the only time your muscle will grow is when you sleep. So, just like your muscle, your business need to grow your business will grow actually when you are not there. But instead of you, it will be a system. So the same as when you go to sleep, your unconscious mind will go and repair your muscle and give it the most growth. So it's the same with your business. So that's why I sleep better than ever when I'm essentially recovering from uh my muscle fatigue, my business is still selling. Automated follow video content, cellular trust machine, all of that is automated, everything. So when I step away, my business will grow more than I actually put in the time in for. Because I remember there was this period where I'm just constantly micromanaging everything about my business. And guess what? It had the opposite effect. People started to drop off the system. I wasn't getting as much client anymore. I was getting no reply, and everything just seemed like shit. But the moment I step away from it and just let it run for itself, that is when I see the real growth happen. So you don't re it might be surprising for me to say this, okay? You don't need to grind 24/7. You need to build your business like you would build a body. Put in time, put in 20% of the time, and 80% of the time later spent resting. So with a system that will do the exact same thing with your business, putting 20% of work and just let your unconscious system work for you so you get rich. I know this is very surprising, especially with the hustle culture out there, with people expecting you to just, you need to work so hard. You need to just keep working harder and harder and harder and harder, where you don't even have enough time anymore. And that's what they expect you to do. When you don't have any more time to put into anything else, you are obedient because you don't have the time to think for yourself. You don't have time to plan, and you don't have time to make a better future for yourself. You are the definition of obedience, okay? And that will make you stagnant. When you work 24/7 and you just keep working how people expect you to, they will win because that is when you burn out and that's when you feel tired. And when you feel tired, you can't think for yourself and you can't make better. And better is what we all should strive for. It is the key of human life. Better. By better, I don't mean, okay, I need better work ethic or anything like I mean it's a better in like improvement. I mean that yeah, I guess that could work. So you need better. You need to improve. You need change. So if you see yourself in the next 2 or 3 months from now and you're still exactly the same, that means you're trapped within someone's expectation to stay the same. Okay. The only time when you are free is you are changing for yourself to be a better version of yourself. That's improvement. And improvement is the key to all human lives. And that is the only reason why we live, to improve, or else the next reason to that is to die. So, just to close everything up, this is how I treat my business like workout. And if you're a entrepreneur or a business broker that's still doing everything manually, let me build your automated fitness plan for leads. So my self-serving system work for everyone, for people that are business broker or entrepreneur who want to target business broker and you want leads. Everything will be in there step by step, from creating a pipeline to managing your deal flow to closing your deal flow. Everything is in there. And just like we build muscle, the way that my system in that course I've set up will be all automated and will help you to grow everything automatically. Other than that, check it out down below. It's called self-serving system that will serve you for the rest of your life. Other than that, later.